Hey, welcome to day 2, developing your lead magnet. So now, if you went through all of day 1, we got your funnel set up, we got your email set up to deliver, and we should have everything wired up and ready to go. So I kind of left this for the second day because if you already have a lead magnet and you know what to do, you may just want to skip this day, but many of you may not. So I wanted to not get hung up on it, even though it's one of the first things you really need to consider when you're putting your funnel together is what are you going to offer people in exchange for their email. So let's talk about that right now, and I'll show you how you can come up with your own concept and some tools to help create it in a very, very simple way. So first, let's talk about lead magnet concepts. So again, what is a lead magnet? It's an irresistible offer in exchange for an email address. So this can be a lot of different things, but these are just some notes I jotted down. So you need to be specific, you need to give value, the lead magnet should speak to the desired end result, and it should be easy to consume. So let me just show you a couple of real-world examples that I hope will be really clear so there's no misunderstanding what we're talking about. So this is a really good one from digitalmarketer.com, and you see they're offering some kind of book. It's the ultimate email marketing metrics guide. So it looks like just how to optimize your email if you're already in the game and you need to really tweak your numbers. It's very specific, so it's not just how to do something very general, it's how to do something very specific. And they've made it look like it's very valuable, and I'm sure it is. They've made it look like a book here. I can show you how to do something similar, and just some highlights of what it does. So it's not a big long sales page. Just all it's trying to do is say, hey, I will give you this, and you just give me your name and email, and that's it. That's the whole game right there. Let's look at this one. Oh wait, I want to skip that one for a minute. This is another basic way you could do it. He's offering this free drive, which probably has a lot of marketing information on it, in exchange for an email. If we click it, get a little pop-up. So, and you can sign up for his free training. So he's giving free training, he's giving value. He is also giving you this USB device, flash drive. So he's giving you something just in exchange. He's not selling anything. That's an important point. Here was a pop-up that I got, so I saved it. Free 26-page report and 15 recipes for paleo beginners. Again, some bullet points. It's not going into a lot of detail. It's specific. It's for beginners. It's telling you what it is. It's 26 pages. You get 15 recipes, so don't try to hide what you're giving them. You just want to give it for their email. And let's look at one more. So this is, again, very, very basic but powerful. How to build powerful frameworks to teach what you know. So it's very specific to teaching. People want to teach information on this frameworks concept. And again, the page is not heavy at all, just a few bullet points of what you get, and that's it. So let's talk about really quick what a lead magnet is not. And that's what I want to bring you back to this Keto Academy. So keto is a type of diet, if you're not familiar, that utilizes fat instead of carbohydrates, etc. So this is a sales page. If you go down, it's giving you reasons why this academy works. Here's a bunch of stuff you get. So that the reason I want to make this clear is they're giving away stuff too, but it's part of a bigger package that they want you, if you scroll down here, they want you to buy at down here, okay? So they're not asking for your email in exchange for anything. They want you to buy this thing. So this is a sales page. This is not a lead magnet page. This comes later in the funnel, perhaps next, or 1 or 2 steps in. But right now we're just talking about lead magnets, getting people in the door so that they pay attention and listen to you, and then you can sell them stuff. So that's the point. So let's go back to our notes. And again, if it's, you should be, all this information is in your email that you got and it's the same information. You can click directly off this or the PDF, whichever you prefer. So let's talk about some types of lead magnets. So the most typical kind you're going to have is a guide or report. And these are just very quick headlines they jotted down. They're not perfect, and you can come up with your own for your own industry. But just to give you an idea. So the most typical one that you've seen is a PDF guide. How to lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks, or how to do this to get this. It could be for get more sales, get more clients, that kind of thing. Cheat sheets is another one. So 10 hacks to get more leads. So this is just like maybe a one sheet where it's just like here's 5, 10 things or one concept, something that they just will be very valuable to them, but short and sweet. A checklist is another good one. The ultimate checklist for time management. So if you're pitching a product that has to do with time management or something closely related, this may be a good one. Video training, similar to what you're seeing right now. So free video shows you how to get more leads. So free trials, discounts, free shipping. These are all very powerful if you are selling products that you want to sell more than get clients or something like that. So if you have a system, a software, whatever, some kind of membership setup, you can get access for 30 days free, or get a coupon code for 50% off, or get your coupon code for free shipping, something that they can use and consume, even though you're not giving them a PDF guide or a video or anything like that. This is very enticing for someone to give them their email in exchange for whatever you're offering. So you're giving something of value. And these are really good too, quizzes, surveys, assessments. These are very powerful that you can set up too. So can your business handle 100 leads per month? Take the quiz to find out. Take the quiz to find out your true health age. Are you a candidate for XYZ, whatever that may be? So I think these gives you some good ideas. Again, you just want to remember to be specific, to give value, so don't hold stuff back. Speaks to the end result. So if weight loss is the end result, or getting more leads is the end result, or better time management is a result, that's what that means. And easy to consume. You don't need to write a book. You don't need to write super long blog posts or anything like that. It can just be, and that's what I forgot actually here too, is you can just link to a blog post that has some good information. Because they may have otherwise not found that blog post, so there's no harm in getting their email in exchange for that valuable information. It's a fair exchange. Okay, so those are the types and things to think about. Let me show you a really handy tool to creating a couple handy tools to create. Let's say I'm gonna focus on creating a PDF, a guide, or a report, because that's the most common kind. So I'll show you really quick what you can do. So Google Docs is probably the simplest, easiest, no-brainer way that you can do this that looks decent. So I'm just going to open this up, and we'll take a look at some options. So you can just go to docs.google.com. You'll get to the same place. You'll just sign in with whatever account you want, and just click this here, and you'll see more options. And you can do anything that's really basic, like resumes or letters, but you could click something like this, a report. Some of these have a little bit more design looking elements like this brochure. So if you're really not, I don't want to say not concerned about design, but don't get hung up on that if you're not good with visuals. Just pick something that's already done, that looks pretty good. If you don't like these colors, you can change the colors. But you just want, people aren't going to judge you too harshly if you don't have the slickest, most eye-popping graphics ever made. So if you want, let's see if we can get this thing to fully load here. There we go. So here's what's just very easy about this. You just start typing, and let's say I have more text and I want to add it. Enter, paste, and everything just pushes down and wraps nicely around this. So if I want to change this image, and then if you right click it, it just says, let's say we want to replace the image, And let's upload from our computer. And we'll just select that same picture we used yesterday, just as an example of how easy this is. So there you go. And what's cool about this too is if you want to just make some adjustments, if you drag diagonally, it'll keep the proportions. See that? And then watch the text around it, and it adjusts accordingly. So you can get some very good-looking, decent guide or report or whatever you're writing in a very simple way. Or you can choose one of those other templates we looked at, and then when you're done, you just go to File, go Download as PDF, and you've got your PDF all done. Okay? So that's probably the simplest way to just write and make something that looks pretty good, pretty fast and easy. So that's docs.google.com. Okay, so now if you want to do something that has a little bit more design quality, but you're still not a designer, I'm not a designer, but there's a really, really cool tool that you're going to use a lot, is called Canva, or you may use a lot. So I've already pulled up some of my past examples. It's free, which is good. Okay, so Canva, that's C-A-N-V-A. Let's take a look at some examples so you can get a better understanding of what these lead magnets look like. So I'm just going to pop this up here. So this is a free service. There are a few things you can pay for, but you can do virtually everything free. I use this all the time, and it's a very easy tool to use. So once you sign up, it'll be something like this, and what you can do is just click this More button, and this will give you an idea of all the things that you can make. So here's some more popular ones like Facebook ads. That's going to come in handy later if you're doing some kind of magazine or a letter or even an ebook cover. Those are helpful. So get a look around at what these are. Let me just show you a few examples of stuff that I've done for other clients. So let's try this one. And I'll show you how to use it in just a second after we look at some examples. Okay, so here's just a couple examples. I've removed some of the business information for privacy. But this was for a nutrition consultant who was giving this away as a lead magnet to just have 5 steps to weight loss. So they were just trying to do a quick New Year kind of jump start with the idea of later she would try to get them to sign up for bigger packages for weight loss and health. So you can I'm just going to skim through this. So it's more of a design feel, like you might see something that looks maybe a little more professional. The challenge with these is, let me see if I can find a good example, is if I select, there we go. If I try to like stretch this out over here, unlike the Google Docs, it doesn't move the pictures out of the way. So you have to deal with these in one element at a time, which is fine if you've got the patience. It just does require a little bit of patience, but the end result, I think, is something that looks very good. So you may just want to spend a little time playing around with these, but you can put pictures in, do all kinds of stuff. So let's look at another one here. So this is for a home remodeler. Let's get this, okay. So top 5 most important factors for a successful remodeling project. So again, they were just trying to give some valuable information for people who are seeking a new home to build or additions to their home and what to look for. And the idea being that at the end you would contact this home builder for their services. So this is just a very quick scan through again of a lead magnet. And let's look at another one. So let's skip that one for a second. And that one. Okay, so those are just some examples. So what's handy with this also, if you don't want to build out your entire lead magnet in Canva, let's say you do it in Google Docs like I just showed you, but maybe you want a nice cover. So here's where I did that. I just made a cover. This was just another example of the cover. And then I attached that to the top of my PDF. Okay, so you can use this just to design covers if you want. Same thing here. This was just another lead magnet, just trying to make a kind of a bold statement here that I would attach to a PDF that I'd already created. And this was the same for a client doing mortgage protection. He had a product, and this was just a quick cover we put together. So let me show you kind of how to use Canva. So let's go from the very start. You'll probably want to look at either magazines or letters for your design options. It's probably going to be your best bet, or even magazine cover if you're doing just a cover. So let's go into magazine, just click that. It's going to open up a brand new design for you. And okay, so I'm going to blow this up just a little bit. So there's all kinds of good stuff. Most of these are free. Let's try to find one that may be, because you're probably not making an actual magazine, but maybe you're doing something similar. So let's do this one. Let's stick with the food theme. And this gives you a little layout of what it looks like. So you see these little dollar signs? These cost, I think it's about, it's not very expensive. It's pretty cheap. So I just click that, and it pops it in, and you see these diagonal lines? That just means it's a paid option, so you got to pay to make those go away. And I'm just going to check and see how much this is if I did want to download it. Okay, see it's $1. So I think it's $1 per page. So again, really powerful. So let's say we want to change the title. You can double click it, and I'll just start typing. And let's say I want to replace this image. Maybe I've already got a bunch of images uploaded here, but let's stick with our theme, our other pixels image. All you gotta do is take this, drag it into this space, and give it a second to upload, and you'll see that it's uploading here. And so this is like a framework. So this is really helpful because you can just drag in any image you want, and it'll automatically size, like you just saw, to the framework. So I'm going to try this one more time. Drag it over, and you see that? And then I'm just going to let it go. If you want to adjust it, you can adjust these little handles here, and that will shape it up. And then I could, if I wanted to, let's say, add another title element. There's some pre-designed ones down here. So let's say I don't like this one. I'm going to come up here and click trash, and maybe I'll use this guy later. Oops. What you can do is, let's say I want to put this in there. I just click that text item, and I want to change it to white. So I'm going to select this up here, this color. I'm going to select white or whatever color you want. And I'm going to say like 5 new tips for weight loss. Okay. And if there's any of these elements getting in your way, you can just delete them. And let's say I'm going to drag this here. And if you grab just the corner, if you click it, you'll get these little handles. And let's say I just want to make this like that. See? Pretty neat, right? Now if I want to add another page, I just click down here, add new page. And then let's go back to the layout section. So here's my layout, and let's say I want to go with a page like this. I just click it once, and there it pops in. So you can either keep this image, which is fine. If you want to search from their images, you can also go to, so let's try food. And it's going to search. So let's say I like this one better. And again, I'm just going to drag this over and pop it in there, and the frame grabs it. And then I can change this. And grab that element and just scooch it up if I want. And maybe I want to change the direction of the text. Come up here, go to the right. See if we can make this a little bigger. There we go. And then I would just double click in here, type my new content, If it's too small, I can just select all the text, and then I can go up here, increase it to, let's say, 12-point font, so it's easier to read. And another cool thing, let's say I'm in this element again, but I don't like spacing, I can go up here, I can increase the spacing of the letters, make them smaller. I can take the line height up, or I can make it really tight, whatever you want. Of course, you can change the color by doing this. Up here, you can change the font. There's a bunch of cool fonts. And then, so once you've got it all built out, or if you're just building the cover, you just click the download button, and you can do it as a PDF or a PNG or JPEG. I always pick PDF for print. That's kind of just a personal preference to make sure it's as sharp and clear as possible. And then you would download it. I'm not going to download it because I don't need, it's not a real design, it's just a demo. But that's how you do it. So let's go back to our list and see where we're at. Okay, so we talked about Google Docs, Canva, and cover designs in Canva. So now how do we make a cool 3D looking image? There are two services that I like. One is called My eCover Maker. Let's try that one first. Okay, I'm just going to open up My eCover Maker, and we'll take a look at how to use that. This is probably the least expensive if you're only going to do one or two of these, probably if you're not going to do a lot. And it probably has some of the more common options that most people will want. So you just sign up now. It's free to sign up, but the actual downloads are going to cost $5 each. So again, it's pretty cheap for what you get. I'm going to go ahead and log in, and then I'll be right back. So after you sign up and log in, you're probably going to be brought to the dashboard. So this is what I'm talking about, these kind of 3D looking covers, okay? There are other solutions out there. I'm going to show you one other one. This is like I said, probably the easiest one to use, which is why I recommend it. And these aren't the only shapes you can choose. I just tend to like this one. So let's try one out. But I'm just giving you an overview of what's possible here. So how do you do it? So you want to first go to eCover Maker. Okay, click that. And as you can see, there's lots of different styles. So if you had something you wanted to show like an open book, if you wanted to have something show on a computer, if you have a pretty lengthy ebook, you might want to do one that looks kind of thick like this. And then, all these different varieties. There's books laying down if you have a lot of thick content. This is the one I tend to use. Or if I have a really short one, I will use, let's see if I can find it, this square box one. Let's see if I have another one. There's iPads. If you have some kind of app or something like that you're selling. You see there's a lot of really good options here. So let's go with probably a more common one is, let's pick yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's just pick this hardback one. So just select it, and you'll be presented with a blank screen like this. So let's go to, I want to upload image. I know it says add images, but that's kind of not very intuitive, but go to upload. Click that, and I want to use, well, I've got some let's say you've created your cover in Canva or whatever, wherever. You would just upload it here, but so in an effort to save time, I've already got some loaded up. So let's go and pick one of these. I'm just going to click it here. So it pops it kind of in the middle here, and you'll see this left section is where the spine is going to be. So I want to just drag this up here, and then I'm going to scroll down, and it's got these little handles here. I'm trying to grab. See how it's easily gets out of shape like that? So you want to be careful not to do that. So let me just undo that and delete it. So I'll show you how to do it the right way. So again, I'm going to just grab an image, And I like to start up here in the right hand corner, just kind of place it. And to keep it all in the right proportion, before you drag it, you want to click Shift and hold down the Shift button. And now you can drag it and it maintains its proportion, okay? I'm going to drag it as far as I can. And let's get rid of some of this white space. It kind of moved. It's okay. Just takes a little bit of patience. Just drag it in there. And scroll down, make sure there's no white space showing. Okay, so I've got this shaped up. So I've just, even though it's stretched a little bit farther, I want to make sure there's no white space anywhere. And you'll see why in a minute. So now, let's just click Finalize to see what it looks like. It's possible to also do these in Photoshop or Illustrator, but if you're not very skilled with those, then it's going to be a lot more difficult. So this is just a preview, so you can see it's kind of wrapped strangely, so I'm going to adjust that. And let's go to Close. I'm just going to select the Edit tool here. So I remember this A was cut off right about here, so I'm just going to drag the whole image to make sure that that A is on the other side. And I'm going to go down here and just nudge this over a little bit so there's no white space, not a big deal. Make sure there's no white space here. Okay, so now I've got a problem on this side. I want to scooch this, and to correct all of this, because that's moved back, I am going to come back here, just stretch the whole thing out a little bit, and then grab it and see. So you may encounter this where you just have a design that you may need to adjust, because as you can see, this element got cut off, which I don't like, but I needed to scoot it over to get this in place. So let's take a look at what this looks like. So the title looks much better, but that got cut off. So what I would recommend doing is, before you get to this stage and you're still back in Canva, is one of two things. Keep just all your text and everything relatively in the center so you don't have to run into these problems on the edges. Or if you want to make like a quick mock-up, if you really wanted these, just come and do what I just did here and just see how it's going to lay out in the end before you finalize your image. But let's just say this is what we want, and then all you would do is you click Buy Now, and it takes you to PayPal, so you can sign in with your PayPal, or just click this, Pay with a credit card. You would just fill out your credit card information here, make sure you select the right country, and it's $4.95 for this one download. So let me show you one that's already done. So you see these X's like that, or these hatch marks? You don't want that. So after you buy them, those go away. But let me show you one other important thing. So I'm going to close this and go back to one that I've already created. So I'm just going to go down here to one that I've already created. And instead of clicking Edit, I'm just going to click Download, just so I can show you what you want to do here. So leave this all alone. You don't need to mess with this. Right now the background color is white. It's better if you pick transparent. So that way, whenever you put it, wherever you put it on your landing page, you don't have to worry about the background color, which can be problematic. So just always choose transparent. There's no real need to ever pick color. And then you would just download it, and then you get, let's just download it so you can see. Okay, so here is the end result, and it's got a nice shadow. It looks like it's a little booklet, so it does all this hard work for you, okay? You just got to play with it a little bit. Just make sure it looks the way you want before you download it. Okay, so let's look at one. I'm going to show you how to place this in your funnel page, but first let's look back at one other tool called placeit.net. Take a look at that. This is a tool that has a lot more options. It's a little more, it's not difficult to use, but there's more stuff you can do. So if you're really just interested in just your cover, I'd probably stick with my e-covers. But this, as you can see, anywhere you want to put your image, if you have, some of these are not really good for lead magnets, but if you're creative, or if further down the line, if you want images to place on your sales pages or any pages of your funnel, this is a really good way to do it. So let's look at, so let's just search for book, probably the fastest way. So here we go, we got ebooks. See if we can scroll down. So something like this probably. Just select that. So I'm not going to go through all the steps like we did with my e-covers because some of you just may not use it. And this one does cost a little money, but you basically upload your image, you drag it in, and it places it very easily. So again, this is super, super easy. It does cost $8 or a subscription if you plan on making a lot more of these. But that is placeit.net. So let's go back to your ClickFunnels, and let me just log into that, and I'll show you how to place this in your lead magnet funnel. 1 second. Okay, so here we are back in ClickFunnels in our lead magnet page. Just click Edit. All right, and we are going to replace this video element with our e-cover that we just made. So remember how to do that? You just click the plus, click on Image, and I'm going to delete this video, and then we just select that, and then remember you click here, and I'm just going to drag our e-cover up here, give it a second to down or upload. So here it is on the top left, double click it. Look at that, not too shabby, huh? Let's take a quick look before we do anything with it in preview, or actually let's save first, then preview. Pretty neat, huh? I think it looks pretty good, it looks pretty professional. Let's say we want to make it a little bit smaller if we think it's too big. So I'm just going to select it, and I'm going to reduce the width to, let's see what 300 looks like. Too small. Let's go to 400. Still too small. 500. That's not too bad. And save. Preview. So there we go. You got your lead magnet cover. Someone enters their email, and you've described what it's about, have a good title that's relevant to you. You've listed the features or benefits. So you've set up your email, so they enter their email. You're going to give them the actual PDF that you promised on the thank you page and in the email that goes to them. Remember, you want to do both to make sure they see your product and they don't get lost. Or your lead magnet, and then that's it. So I think that's pretty easy guide to setting up your lead magnet concepts that we talked about, some tools to use to create it, and as far as writing the content, it's just going to be very, very different for everybody, so that's not something that I can really go over, but here's the trick. If you just keep to these principles of giving them value, be specific, talk to the end results, give them something that's going to solve one of their problems, and then in future emails, after the lead magnet email, you're then going to talk to them more to try to get them to sign up or buy whatever service or product that you're selling. Okay? So let me go back to our guide and make sure we didn't forget anything. So that's going to cover it for day 2. So tomorrow I will see you for day 3. We're going to talk about launching your first Facebook campaign. Okay, don't get scared. It is a little bit of I don't want to say work, but it's a few steps you gotta follow to make sure you do it right. But I'm going to walk through very slowly and show you everything you need to know. All right, see you tomorrow.